While Bitcoin has seen another significant crash over the course of the weekend, I need to be discussing the fears of a massive stock market crash. The fears of a recession potentially hitting the markets have cooled down ever so slightly. I will be exactly talking about that on today's update video. I will talk about the massive fear in the Bitcoin market, the Bitcoin CME Gap, the bullish divergence which we are currently creating on the 4-hourly time frame, and many other important charts which are telling us something about what is currently happening in the market. So without any further ado, guys, can we once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes? That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, Bitcoin is creating another CME gap over the course of this weekend, and this time around, the CME close price is laying around $61,320. And you can clearly see in the beginning of the weekend, Bitcoin traded a little bit above it, and now we're once again trading below it, while we yesterday actually went down below 60,000 US dollars for the first time in a very long time again here. The entire crypto market has just hit also extreme fear levels, and this is of course important to be paying attention towards, because the famous saying from Warren Buffett goes, when everyone is in fear, you should be greedy, and when everyone is greedy, you should be fearful. And once again, right now, the market is actually becoming quite in fear, and that could very well mean that this is going to be a very good buying opportunity. And what I really quickly want to be pointing out here is, before I go more in depth about the Bitcoin price action, the fears of an actual recession has actually slightly cooled off, because yesterday still, the chances that we were going to get a 50 basis point rate cut were the biggest, and right now it's once again a 25 basis point rate cut, which is likely going to be imminent. So interesting to be seeing. The market has been slightly cooling off in terms of expectations of a very bearish market. But still, what is going to be important to be looking at is going to be this chart right here. And that is going to be the Japanese yen against the US dollar. And if this chart is really going to be increasing more in value, I believe that indeed we should be more worrying about the entire economic situation. Because if the yen is going to be increasing and strengthening even more in the coming periods ahead of ourselves, we're most likely going to be seeing a very bearish period for the US stock market, and that could ultimately send the market in towards a recession. And of course, like we do know, in an approximately month from now on, 1.5 months, we're going to have the next FOMC meeting, and then we're going to see the first interest rate cuts here. And usually the market tends to be topping out in approximately 2 to 4 months after the Federal Reserve is going to be loosening their policy. So we're going to be looking closely towards this, but you can see, for example, in 2007, the market was not topped out yet, but we did start to see the rate cuts happening. And just 2 or 3 months after the rate cuts, that is where the market peaked out here. And then we saw it also over here. The Fed started to be cutting the rates here all the way down from, 2.5% to 1.5%. And then approximately 217 days later, or 8 months later, we start to see the market really starting to be topping out. And something similar is likely going to be happening again for the stock market. The Federal Reserve is expected to cut its rates for the first time in 1.5 months from now on, and the market is likely going to be topping out in approximately 3 or 4 months after that is happening. So we still have like 5 or 6 months before most likely this massive correction or this massive recession is going to be hitting the markets. We are indeed at a vital stage in the market where things could definitely go very, very bad. And how Bitcoin is going to be reacting towards such a market, we are not quite sure yet here. And of course, we are going to be finding out as the recession is going to be eyeing in closer. But what I do know for sure right now is that this doesn't necessarily mean that the market is topping out right now. So what we're likely to be expecting is that Bitcoin is currently creating a bullish divergence. The market is in extreme fear right now, and it's going to be probably likely that Bitcoin is going to be creating a bounce from off this point. But of course, I'm very much alerted that if we break below this very important key level of support, and if the stock market or the Japanese yen is going to be increasing further, or the stock market is of course going to be coming down, we could very well see a bigger correction across wider markets. But right now we're trading at very big support. We've seen a significant drop towards the downside. We're creating a bullish divergence. So an ever so slight bounce back towards the upside wouldn't be coming all too unexpected. So for now, I'm still in my trade here. But if I'm going to be seeing drastic changes in the wider conditions in the market, I'm going to be definitely closing out my trade here. So if you want to be staying up to date about what I'm going to be doing with my trade, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, because then you're going to be exactly knowing what I'm going to be doing. Because of course, I will be sharing my steps along the way what I'm going to be doing with my trade, if I'm going to be closing it out or if I'm going to be taking profits, I will let you know on this channel, of course. So as well at the same time, guys, if you want to be trading, if you go to the highest link description of today's video right now, you will come to this page where you can actually get a free $500 airdrop position, which is of course extremely valuable if you're just starting out with trading. So if you're interested in trading, Bybit is first of all the best platform to do so, and you can claim currently a free $500 airdrop position if you write and sign up an account using that link in the description of today's video. And then, of course, looking at the liquidity, there's more and more liquidity being built up above us. To be exact, there's about, what is it, like $6 to $7 billion worth of liquidations, laying around 73 to 72,000 US dollars, and another $4 to $6 billion US dollars laying around the 70k level. So ultimately, I think Bitcoin is going to be grabbing out the liquidity. But like I said in many times before, we are in a massive consolidation phase. The question is not really, are we going to be breaking out? But when are we going to be breaking out? So Bitcoin is still consolidating sideways, and the longer such of a consolidation phase lasts, the more explosive the breakout is eventually going to be here. We've consolidated over 160 days, and if we're looking at previous consolidation phases for Bitcoin, we've very well seen that some last for like 250 days. So it could be that we're not having another 3 months in this consolidation phase. We just need to be patient right now in this market. So Bitcoin is currently eyeing on this most important daily support level. We've seen some fake outs of this level right here and right here. But if you're mainly looking at this support level, you can see we found big support right here, big support right here, big support right here, big support right here. And once again, we're retesting this level. And if we bounce from this level right now, we are going to confirm a higher low structure, which then is probably going to be creating one of the most interesting and one of the most important new patterns which we can be creating right now here. So yeah, Bitcoin is indeed coming down, but still we are sitting on a very important box of support where I believe that the chances of Bitcoin bouncing from are extremely big here. And if we're looking at the 4-year cycle, which I still believe is very well in play, we're right now approximately 107 days after the Bitcoin halving. And that is also the point where usually the big run-up starts here, because always after the Bitcoin halving, we tend to see sideways consolidation before the big bull market starts. And then also over here in the third halving, sideways consolidation for approximately 100 days. And now once again, we're seeing sideways consolidation for already 100 days. And really, that big run-up is still yet to come if we do believe still in that 4-year cycle, where I personally really still believe in. So guys, this is really the time to not be panicking, but it's also important to be paying attention towards the wider global recession probabilities. I mean, I will be closely looking at this. I will closely do more research about when this recession is going to be hitting, but it looks to be that we're just still have a little bit more time left here before it's really going to be hitting. So I will be showing you all the data in the future as well when I do believe the market is going to be topping out. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.